This is topic 9-2, writing equations of lines with a point and a slope, day 2. Today's objective is I can write the equation of a line given a point and a slope. We're going to review writing equations of lines based upon graphs in our Bell work. So we're going to answer the following question based upon the graph that's given. What is the constant rate of change? Remember, the constant rate of change is another way of saying slope. So I'm going to look at my equation. We know that slope is how far does it change in the y direction, or how far does it rise up or down, over how far it changes in the x direction. That's how it runs left or right. Looking at the graph, starting at the leftmost point, we see we are going in a downward direction. That tells us it's decreasing, and therefore our slope is negative. Picking 2 points on this line, I'm going to start with the leftmost point and see how can I get to the point to the right. I have to go down 1, 2, 3. So the top number is a -3. And then we go to the right 1. And so we have a -3 over 1, or just -3. Our second question is, what are the coordinates of the y-intercept? Our y-intercept, I'll start at the origin and then go to my line where it crosses the y-axis. So as I go up, let's see, it's crossing the line where y is equal to 9. So our y-intercept is 9. We usually write that as b. Our y-intercept is 9, or as the coordinate, that's 0, 9. Where the x-coordinate is 0, y-coordinate is a +9. So what is the equation of the line in the slope-intercept form? Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. We now know what m is. M is -3, and we now know that b is 9. So our equation is y equals -3x plus 9. Before we continue on, we're going to do a little check on recognizing intercepts. Because so far we've been doing y-intercepts, but now I want to look at x-intercepts. Our first question is, what is the y-intercept? Look at your graph. Y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so the y-intercept is where y is equal to 2. As an ordered pair, I know it can't be C or D because it is a +2. We need to make sure we're choosing the correct one of B, because our y-coordinate is the second one, the x-coordinate is 0. So our point is 0, 2 when we're talking about the y-intercept. Number 2, what's the x-intercept? This is where it crosses the x-axis. So let's look. Starting from our origin, we're going to go over to -1. Here's our x-intercept. So I'm looking for an answer that has the -1 in it. That means A and D are not correct. When we're writing the ordered pair for this x-intercept, the -1 goes where the x-coordinate is. Our y-coordinate is 0. So our correct answer is B. Now we know the difference between the x and y-intercept. Now we get to write our equations in slope-intercept form. So we want to write the equation in y equals mx plus b. We're going to follow the steps we did yesterday. So m is given as 5/4, and it's given us a point. The point that they give us is -4, -7. From this point, we know that x is equal to -4 and y is equal to -7. Recall from our previous lesson that our first step is to substitute your point and the slope into y equals mx plus b. So we're going to substitute in a y, an m, and an x. So I'm going to start off with the y equals mx plus b, and now we'll do a substitution. Our y is -7, our m was 5/4, our x was a -4, and then plus b. Our second step is to solve for b. The way we're going to solve for b is first let's multiply the numbers. So we have a -7 And then 5/4 times a -4. This is a good time to use your calculator in order to multiply those fractions. When multiplying the fraction, you want to make sure that you put it in parentheses. So we'll put the 5 divided by 4 in parentheses times, in parentheses again, the -4. And press enter. We get that's equal to -5. Now we're going to solve for b. We'll box our b. We need to do the opposite of the number, not in the box. That's the -5, so we add 5 to both sides. And we have -2 is equal to b. We have now solved for b. Our third step was to substitute the m that was given and the b that we just solved for into the y equals mx plus b equation. So step 3, we know that m was 5/4 that was given. Our b we just solved for was -2. So we get y equals 5/4 x minus 2. We now have our equation that has a slope of 5/4 that goes through this point. Okay, example 2. We want the slope of -3 and an x-intercept of 2. I'm going to go back and get my steps that we used. So I can see them on my page. Let's try that again. There we go. So let's start off with the information that's given. Our given is our slope is -3. And if I have an x-intercept of 2, that can be written as 2, 0. Because x is the intercept that's given. So the point we have is 2, 0, which tells us our x is equal to 2 and our y is equal to 0. So now we're going to take our equation y equals mx plus b and do our first step of substituting our point and our m into that equation. So our y is 0, our m is -3, our x is +2, and b we don't know yet. So it's plus b. Second step says to solve for b. First thing we need to do is multiply these two numbers together. -3 times 2 is a -6 plus b. Last thing, we still need to get b by itself. So if I box in my variable b, do the opposite of the number, not in the box. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. We get 0 plus 6 is 6. Our -6 plus 6 cancels, and we're left with b. So b is equal to the number 6. So our last step, we know that m is -3. B is equal to 6. I apologize that my 6's and my b's look exactly alike. And then we'll put it back into our original equation. Y equals, we know m is -3. We have our x, and then plus 6 for the b. Number 3. I get my steps again. Let's get our givens. We know m is equal to -1/4. And then the x-intercept is a point where x equals -8 and our y is 0. So x equals -8, y is 0. Recall again, that point gives you your x-coordinate first, followed by the y. Now we're going to plug into y equals mx plus b. So first step, we know y is 0. Our slope is a -1/4. Our x is a -8. And then plus b. 2, we need to solve. So let's multiply the -1/4 times -8. So on the calculator, parenthesis, -1 divided by 4, close the parenthesis, open parenthesis, -8, close the parenthesis, enter. When we multiply those two numbers, we get 2. So it's 2 plus b. We still need to solve for b, so we draw a line, box our variable, do the opposite of the number not in the box, that's the 2, so we will subtract 2 from both sides. 0 minus 2 is a negative 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, and we are left with b. Last step, we know that m is equal to negative 1/4. It was given. b, we just solved for, is negative 2. So when I substitute it into the slope-intercept form, we get y equals negative 1/4 x minus 2. Our last problem, we want to graph the 3x minus 7y equals 21. So first we need to get it into y equals mx plus b form. So notice this time we weren't given a point and a slope, we were just given the equation, and now we're asked to come up with our x-intercept and our y-intercept. So we have 3x minus 7y equals 21. I get it in the form y equals blank x plus blank, so we can figure out what is our m and what is our b. Box in the variable with the term. I want to get the y by itself. That's my goal. So the 21 drops down. 3x, I need to get rid of it, so I'll subtract 3x from both sides. That means the number in front of the x is a negative 3, so we've taken care of that. And last but not least, we have a negative 7 times y, so to get rid of the negative 7, we have to divide by negative 7. So we'll divide both numbers on the right side by negative 7, and that'll get rid of our negative 7 and leave us with just y. Get y equals, if I put the negative 3/7 in the calculator to see what happens, we have a negative 3 divided by a negative 7. Press enter, we got a decimal. I need a fraction in order to graph, so math, enter, enter, gives us a positive 3/7. And then 21 divided by negative 7 gives us a negative 3. So to graph, I know my slope is 3/7 and our b is negative 3, or our beginning is 0, negative 3, because this is our y-intercept. We've just answered the last part of the equation, or the last question, I'm sorry. It's 0, negative 3. Let's begin at that point. Starting at the origin, we're going to go down 3. So we're on the y-axis, where y equals negative 3. Our slope is positive, so we're going to go upward and to the right. Top number tells us how far to go up. 1, 2, 3. Bottom number tells us how far to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the other side, let's go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And into the left 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll draw a line. We definitely see it is increasing. And now to find our x-intercept, we can see where it crosses the x-axis. It crosses when x is 7, and our y-coordinate is 0. Okay, our summary is going to be very similar to what we did yesterday. I can write the equation of a line giving a point and slope by, okay, the only difference with the problems we did yesterday and today is that today we had to write the x-intercept as a point. And so the x-intercept as a point, you have your x-coordinate, but your y-coordinate is 0. So once we have the x-intercept as a point, we'll do the same 3 steps. We're going to substitute the m and your point into y equals mx plus b. Our point now is coming from the x-intercept. Second step, we solved for b. And then the last step, we substitute our m and our b into y equals mx plus b. This concludes topic 9-2.